I am Christina Suter, and this is the Real Estate Breakthrough Show, where we talk about the reality of real estate, the mindset you need in order to face the reality of what it is, and tips and tricks to get you moving forward in investing. I am your host, Christina Suter.
I spent about a decade really working in that area where I did nothing but disputes over real estate. And I found myself a few years later, after some in-house counsel positions where I got some more business and securities and merger experience, looking at the field that I'm on now, again, from sort of the standpoint of people in their own personal situations. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about elderly people that are failing and they're being taken advantage of by scammers. They're getting deeds forged. They're getting money taken out of their checking accounts. We're talking about a conservatorship to protect them. We're talking about, is their trust in order? Are their estate plans? Are their life affairs in order? And the connection that I really drew is, whether we want to acknowledge it or not, our lives are little businesses, right? We collect revenue, we make investments, we have assets, we have debts. It all needs to be managed and taken care of. And I don't care if you're Bill Gates or you're, just a guy that just has a couple of quarters to rub together. You got to be thinking about what's the best way to do this. And first starting with the S&L crisis and the stuff that I went through in the early 90s, and then in the first part of this decade, seeing all the families that were destroyed and lives messed up because of lack of planning, poor planning, all these types of things. I really said to myself, I treat everybody as if they were my mother or my father, right? How do I protect you? Let's think about this ahead of time. Let's think about what's the best way to really look at the whole picture that is your life, to really make sure we have connection with all the pieces, that they all work, that you're not making bad tax decisions, that you're not making bad structure investments decisions, that you are protected from the fundamental essential lawsuits, which are probate and potentially a conservatorship. And then we can go from there and see if we need to do additional protections to protect you and your family. Because the whole idea here is that the goal for all of us is we want to preserve and protect and grow generational wealth, right? We all want to have wealth. We want to grow the wealth. We want to have this thing run efficiently, smoothly, with as least stress as possible. And so as a guy that's had a front row seat to the carnage, both on a commercial standpoint and inside businesses as general counsel for a couple of years, and then managing people's situations financially through trusts, estates, and all the litigation surrounding all that. That's really the secret sauce that I bring to this, is I take a holistic look at you, what your goals, what your dreams, what your visions are, where are you going, and how can we do this, and not do it in a way where we just throw money at the problem and build giant edifices that may or may not make sense. Let's do this simply, efficiently. And the happiest scenarios that I get, just real briefly, and we'll go into an example of a crash story in a minute, but the happiest examples that I get are when I get people when they're young and they come to see me, and we talk through dreams and issues and challenges, and we put together a good plan, and then I get to meet their kids several years later, because the inevitable has happened, and I can transition all their assets literally within sometimes as quickly as a week, but without any of the big taxes, without any of the big court costs, without any of the delays, without any of the heartache. And it just makes me glow. People are taken care of and the family is preserved.
So well said. I mean, just so well said. I mean, like you said, it is the perfect combination between the psychology, the teacher, and the lawyer, and being able to serve people and help them really get the dreams that they have for their estate be stated in a way that's legally binding, implementable, simple,
Right.
straightforward. The courts will listen to it, and it gets to happen. And that's the beauty of a living trust, right?
Right.
But your legacy gets to live on beyond you, intentionally and consciously.
Yeah.
And easily.